Hello everyone, it's Seth Chandler with Witter Coin in San Francisco. Really excited today to have a special guest, Mr. John Albanese. And for those of you who do not know Mr. Albanese, he is the co-founder of PCGS and he also founded NGC. And the reason why he's on today, he's graciously offered to review a number of coins that 9 lucky collectors out there submitted to me and that I forwarded to him. And the concept is really simple. They're beautifully toned coins, or just toned coins that did not meet CAC approval. And so what we're doing is John is on the video explaining why he did not approve the coins and going into specifics, which is outstanding. I think we can all learn. So excited to do this, and hope you all have a good time. Good afternoon, John. How are you? It's good to have you on.
Hi, Seth.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for doing this. This is really cool. You know, I think there's a lot of misconceptions about CAC out there and your standards that you use to approve a coin.
Sure.
And, you know, I recently, I feel like it's the last 4 or 5 months, a lot of the collectors out there, especially the younger ones, have just said this statement. They go, John doesn't know color.
Okay.
And the way they say it, the way they kind of dictated this and stated that term, I'm realizing they've learned that from other people, because it's not like they express their opinion. It's just a statement. John doesn't know color. So I'd always be like, well, what does that mean? Like, educate me. I want to understand. And sometimes I would get, well, and I mean this respectfully, they say John's a really old guy. Yeah. And the coins that he's seen that were toned before were toned in like Wayne Raymond albums or older Whitman albums or just other types of environments, versus coins that may have been, you know, white 30, 40 years ago. You may not have a good understanding on how they tone. So it was kind of the inverse, wasn't it? It was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen everything.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the new stuff.
And that's why I've mentioned to you several times, we had this conversation, that when you say someone doesn't know color, it's so broad, right? And that's why I always say, well, maybe I don't, but you know something, show me the coins, and we could talk about the coins and we could decide. But just saying, you know, broad statements, I don't. It's, as you know, there's so many nuances in our business, and I'm certainly aware of secondary color. I've seen NGC holders, first generation holders, where the seals weren't complete. I've seen how they toned over the years. I think I've seen it all. Maybe I haven't. I haven't seen some new things. I mean, there's some new colors coming out right now. I mean, I've seen Washington every day. I see Washington quarters that look like they came out of like a good and fruity box. They're bright. They're just too good to be true. We know they're bad. I mean, they have to be bad. And there's a process of Morgan dollars out there as well that look pretty good. And we got fooled on some early, but now we have it. Now we believe we have it down. But they're going to keep changing. I mean, it's very similar to, you know, when I was younger, a lot of speeding tickets. I had a fuzz buster, right? And I could stop the cops, but then they advanced their technology, and you're constantly leapfrogging. I mean, there are coins that are going to come out, I promise you, in 6 months, that we might sticker in initially, that are going to be in chambers or artificially toned, and we're not going to catch them, but we'll eventually figure it out. Sometimes you make a few mistakes, you buy them back, right? But the guys toning coins are going to keep changing and adapting, and we're going to keep changing and adapting, and you know, we're going to make a few mistakes, but that's why we buy them back. So,
yeah, that's great. I mean, you brought up some very good points there. It seems like in any business, the bad guys always seem to stay about a half a step ahead of the good guys, or the regulators. The bad guys on Wall Street do some things, and the regulators eventually come up. But you got to see their schemes and their systems. And so it's like what you said, you'll sticker a few, you learn, then all of a sudden you see some veins and some patterns being created. You're like, you know, you said a great phrase. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. I mean, some coins are looking phenomenal. It doesn't. Mother Nature doesn't do that perfectly.
Right. And I remember as like a 13-year-old, I went to a Lyndhurst coin show, and I bought a blazing Type 1-1 and a blazing 2.5 lib, and I thought they were monsters, you know. And I brought it back to the shop, showed them to my boss. He said they were like counterfeit, like obvious counterfeits. Yeah. I didn't know any better. Now I spoke to the gentleman who sold it to me, who was the board's chairman. He said he gave him my money back, but the show was monthly, so I looked at those coins for a month, and after that, I could spot counterfeits a mile away, because I worried and I studied and I sweated it out. But that's how you make mistakes. You just don't want to make the same mistake twice, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, you just the repetition. You learn more and more. Every now and then, gold coins will come in here at the shop that are counterfeit, and I'm so fine tuned and in tune, I could see them from 10 feet away without my glasses on.
Right.
That
Sure.
makes, like, they're so obvious at first, they're
Yeah.
not, they're very good. But after you see a few, it's like with artificially toned coins, after you see a few of a certain kind,
Right.
you're like, you know what, that group, it's just something's funny going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's do this. So just to refresh, I did a poll, all right, on Instagram, and about 500 or 600 people responded. Exactly 1 out of 3 said that you do not understand color. So by your invitation, which was awesome, you asked me to reach out to those people and say, hey, do you have any coins that did not receive CAC approval that have very nice color in your opinion? And so send them to me. So I got a lot of inquiries. I probably could have submitted you 30, but I wanted to kind of narrow it down.
Sure.
Let's take 9 coins, and mostly silver and some gold coins. Tried to make it a variety as much as possible, where you could just sit down and explain it. I got some questions too from some of the people who submitted, so I can ask you questions kind of as we go on too. But let's go ahead and start. I did it in red book order. You know, I'm anal. Every coin group I look at is always in red book order, right? Are you like that too?
No.
You just shake it up.
I am. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, it throws you off when it's done red book.
Yeah, you know? I like them in order. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the first coins. A Proof 67, 1942 Mercury dime.
Okay. 1942 dime, Proof 67. Beautiful color. I like the color a lot. So, but since I don't know color, I guess is this supposed to be bad color or good? I mean, I think.
Well, you just had your booster shot. Aren't all coins white?
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, the fact that, and this coin actually has a light cameo. The coin's beautiful. I love the coin. Mm-hmm. This coin that sticker had nothing to do with the color. On the left obverse, off of like Liberty, the eye, going into the fields, you're going to see there's a decent large patch there of hairlines, and they're in the fields, and they're going horizontal. A very small patch. Now, if this coin didn't have color, those hairlines would just jump out at you, right? And you might call it a 65.
Got it. Okay.
But because of the colors covering, it's disguising it. That's the point is, that's why this coin didn't sticker. It had nothing to do with the color.
Got it. So you love the color. Color's all original.
The color's fine. In fact, the coin, in fact, like the devices are not really toned. It has a cameo appearance to it.
Yeah,
the coin's beautiful. I mean, if I were a collector, I would love to have this coin.
Sure. Okay.
I just don't grade it a 67, but I think it's a lovely coin.
So you also brought up a good point. Without the color being there, it would probably be a Proof 65 because of the hairlines.
Right.
So you think it definitely got a bump because of the color. Obviously, the graders probably saw that patch of hairlines. And at what point would you CAC sticker the coin? Would it go all the way down to 65 or a 66?
No, I would give it something for the color. I'd be a 66. I'd happily sticker it, happily buy it, happy to collect it.
On that example, it wasn't about the color. It was about the patch of hairlines underneath.
Yeah, correct.
So what's the next coin?
Well, the next coin's an 1882 US silver dollar, NGC 65. I mean, technically the coin's all there. The reverse can carry a higher grade. This coin appears to me, it has sort of like patchwork toning. And I remember as a kid working in coin shops, I would take the Scotch tape off of tone coins and put them in acetone and get the glue off. But this coin looked to me like it didn't tone in certain spots, and it's very rectangular, looking like there was a piece of masking tape or Scotch tape on it. That doesn't bother me at all because it's normal. The color to me, I would say the color is original, because why would someone want to do this to a coin? It doesn't make any sense. But I find it to be unattractive personally.
Got it.
And that's why this coin didn't sticker. I mean, it's an MS65. It's a $200 coin. It is interesting. I don't have a big problem with it, but I would call it a 65C just because of the color. Not a CAC quality, but certainly not an overgraded coin.
Okay, so that's the instance where technically the coin is all there, but the color simply isn't that attractive. It's original, it's original natural color, but it's not attractive. Therefore, it's a negative on the coin, and you decline to sticker it.
Well, I would say it's highly likely original. I just don't know why someone would want to tone a coin like this. It doesn't make sense. It seems like they're going backwards. Like this coin would look better without the toning, but I'm only surmising that it's original because a coin, this would be malpractice for a coin doctor.
Yeah, you got to quit being a coin doctor if that's the quality of your work.
So it doesn't make sense to tone a coin looking like this. The third coin is an 1884 O silver dollar, PCGS 64. I mean, beautiful bag toning. I can see the textile toning on the obverse. I love the color. To me, the coin really is, the coin's basically a 63 with great color, and in reality, like stickering this coin would not be hurting anyone. I don't know. This is a coin that I believe that if you were to send 100 coins and of this equal quality, like maybe some would get a sticker and some would. It's borderline, right?
Sure.
The coin itself, not a 64 in my opinion. Technically, if it were white, the color is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we didn't think it was beautiful enough to carry a full point,
Mm-hmm.
but again, in terms of color, I love it. So, if I were describing the coin to you on the phone, I would say, Seth, it's a 63 with great color, and that's how I would rate it. But as far as the as far as the numbers go, you and I know at auction these things can bring $1,000. They could bring multiples. So it's we're really not telling someone that it's not worth 64 money. MS64 money for Morgan dollars is about $100. This coin is worth multiples. So again, the color's not the issue. It's the technical grade.
It's the base coin, yeah.
I'm not pounding my fist on the table saying this coin shouldn't sticker. Like if this coin were to sticker, I would not be embarrassed. I don't really like the scuff on the neck, but it's a little heavy for me. But again, it's a borderline call.
So before you move on to the next coin, the gentleman who actually submitted that coin asked a few questions. The first one was you've answered them, but in general, when CAC reviews a coin with color toning, is there any specific thing that automatically disqualifies a coin from being approved? And then part two is, does CAC take into consideration the period in which the coins were graded? Are coins in rattlers, old green holders, fatty slabs looked at with more leniency or more of a conservative eye opposed to newly graded coins?
It doesn't make a difference to me what's in the holder. I've been told that we have a bias toward older holders. We tend to sticker more coins because the romantic earlier holder, but I don't do it consciously. I mean, subconsciously, I don't know what happens, but certainly consciously, we don't care if it's an NGC holder, a PCGS holder, an old holder, a new holder. It doesn't make a difference to us.
It's just the coin and the grade and the quality of the coin.
Correct.
Sure. Okay. So the first part of his question, anything specific that automatically disqualifies a coin from being approved? Anything that kind of jumps out from time to time automatically on tone?
Well, artificial color automatically, like something that we're convinced is artificial. I see a lot of rattlers come in. It's really a shame, actually. I see a lot of Kamems and early Mercuries and Walkers. I saw a bunch of them today coming in rattler holders that were clearly undergraded. And that they would normally get a gold sticker, but the problem with a lot of the rattlers that are still in the holder, it's PVC. Working in a coin shop in the 70s, I could tell you that there were tens. I wish there was a class action lawsuit. There were tens of millions of coins in PVC flips that were just, and even when the industry knew there was a problem, tens of millions of coins have gotten PVC damage. These coins were not rinsed with a solvent before they sent to the service. They sent them to PCGS, they got a grade, and sometimes it shows up 10, 20 years later where the PVC starts to coagulate and you can actually see the green spots. So again, it's a shame.
You would think it would happen within a year or two, but no, it's like you said, we've seen coins you very subtly see the film. And then when we submit rattlers to you and that's a slight PVC, you put the red sticker and it says, hey, a little bit of PVC here. It's shocking how it just comes up 20, 25 years later.
Well, and I've been told that like extreme temperature change, especially hot weather, like you put coins in your attic in Arizona, it's 130 degrees, things speed up, things tone, PVC, things pop up sooner. So it has a lot to do with the environment.
Temperature changes. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, especially hot temperature. The next coin, $84 PCGS 67 plus. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record. It's not the color. The color is beautiful. It's just the technical grade. I think the coin is more of a 6. I see the 7 plus. Even though we don't look at the plus, I would say, if I were them, I would call it a 7, but they obviously gave it a big bump for the color. And again, the color looks fine. It's the technical grade.
Sure. So what do you think it grades more as?
66.
66? So you would sticker that coin as a 66?
Yes, yeah.
So let me ask you this question, and this kind of expands.
And I'm a little suspicious. I'm looking at it again.
Okay.
I am a little suspicious about where the neck is there. It's not from textile tone, but I am a little suspicious about this coin being retoned now that I take a second glance at the neck.
What flags you on that coin as being a little questionable? What area of the coin?
I would say it's about at around 7 o'clock on the obverse near the rim, near the first star.
Okay.
There's a sort like a starburst of color there that just looks, I don't know. I mean, the reverse is, and a lot of the retone coins we see are one-sided. So
You think the color could have been enhanced? Like there was
I don't
base
know.
to it that was great, and they added a little something special.
Well, I'm just going to like, rather than, I'm not going to hedge because again, I looked at the coins this morning for like this whole box for like 2 minutes, but I'm just going to go out and just say, I believe this coin is questionable toning.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you for that one. All right.
Yeah.
That's a big deal coin too. I know you look at the coin and the grade and the quality of the coin, but like an 84.0, ignoring the toning, is, in 66, relatively inexpensive coin, huge jump to 7+. Are you a little bit more stringent because the coin's worth 20 times more? Plus holder?
I mean, I would say it would be foolish for any grader to tell you that they don't spend more time on an 84.0 and 68 than a 61. I would say that they're foolish, and I'll tell you they're probably lying to you, but you have to, all right?
Yeah.
It's important, right?
Yeah.
$20,000 coin versus a $40 coin. If you make a mistake and you have to eat your mistake, you're eating $40. It's a lot different.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I would say I am especially, I would say, more stringent on a 23 SP dollar or a 25 SP with huge spreads. And I think for coins to justify the value of huge spreads, the coins better be all there, right?
Right.
Someone spending $30,000 for a 1928 SP dollar is not looking for one that was tried 30 times that they pay $1,200 for. They want the real deal. So,
Gotcha.
it's just human nature, but
yeah, I mean, plus, you're the referee. I mean, your opinion counts, but you are somewhat of a referee. So therefore, on important coins, you really got to make a call. You got to really focus and make a call.
Right.
Big thing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So then the next coin is an 1889 silver dollar, MS63. This coin looks very similar to the A2S with what I talked about, the patchwork toning with the this has the same kind of look to it. I mean, is the coin original? Yeah, it probably is, because why would someone do this? This really just has negative eye appeal. I mean, the coin technically is all there. I don't know, what are your notes saying? Are your notes from the collectors saying that they thought it was attractive? Or
on those two coins, no, there was really no notes with it at all. There's a lot of always general questions like, why didn't this coin sticker? Do you think it's officially toned?
Yeah. I was just saying because this coin's unattractive. That's why.
Is the base coin still the grade on the holder?
The grade's fine. It's a 63. It's fine.
So if that was artificially toned, that coin doctor would be fired.
I think so, yeah. Maybe he was experimenting, yeah. So the next coin is a 1910 dollar in 64. This coin was either in an envelope a long time, but I looked at this coin, I said, wow, I wouldn't sticker this coin. Today, I'm looking. Now, did it turn the holder? I don't know. That
was actually sent in by our intern, Jeffrey Guo, who's at Johns Hopkins. And he felt, I want to send in a stickered coin that he didn't feel that it should be stickered, that maybe the coin turned in the holder. So he wanted to kind of send that to you, get your thoughts on it.
So, I can't see myself or any one of my staff liking this coin.
Got it.
I mean, in terms of technically, it's fine. In fact, I actually did buy a coin back from someone in your area, one of your students, that kind of looked like this. I was just like shocked. So I don't know what they're doing, and again, I'm not going to blame it on someone else, but I would take full responsibility. I like to buy the coin back from you rather than returning it.
Sure. Okay. We'll make arrangements for that. So that coin has the color more of a coin that was in a white envelope versus a yellow envelope. It seems like a yellow envelope, you get more deeper colors versus that has kind of that grayish look to it. What do you think?
Well, maybe, but you have to remember too, all coins are like snowflakes. So it depends. I mean, maybe it was a humid area. Maybe it was in a basement. I had an old customer years ago that stored his coin in a can that he once had. He had creosote in there, so the coins just were ruined. So you just never know. This coin was just stored improperly as a coin. Right now, it could have just been happenstance by accident, but I mean, the coin looks original to me. It just looks awful.
Yeah.
All right, we have a 1926 2.5 and 62. First of all, technically the coin has issues on the reverse, has some pretty big hairlines. The color, I mean,
crazy color. That's very rare to see color like that on gold.
Well, when I see that blue and that red, it just reminds me of what happens when you heat coins. When you put them in an oven or when you heat them up. I just, I just don't think the coin's original personally.
Got it. Okay.
And I could be wrong. And keep in mind as well, like I worked in a coin shop for many years, owned a coin shop in 1978, 79. And I got to tell you, I have seen coins, even coins coming through here in collections occasionally, that came out of deals that have been set aside, for 50 or 100 years.
Sure.
I have seen coins, I would say, oh my God. I mean, this woman's not a coin doctor, this elderly, right? So, but this coin would never grade today because the grading services would call it, and myself, artificial toning or questionable toning. However, knowing where it came from, we know it's original. So
sure.
I'm not claiming that this coin is definitely artificial. What I am saying is that it could have been in a bezel or metallic, because I see that blue there from the alloys, but it could be original. But all I'm saying is it's just not market acceptable.
Can you expand a little bit more with that blue? That blue seems to be a key color to pop out on an AT coin.
Again, if it was in a bezel that was made out of copper, made out of nickel, who knows what could have oozed over into the coin? It's very highly possible it's in a bezel.
Remnants of soap, and then it gets a little wet, oxidizes. Yeah, I hear you.
You just never know, but it's a coin that's highly unusual. I could see 5%. I could see there's certain guys that love color would like to own it because it's colorful. I'm just not convinced it's original. I think it's questionable.
Got it. Okay.
Certainly not your prototypical 2.5 Indian, I'm sure.
Yeah, people are going to get a kick out looking at that coin.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got a 3, a really nice 3.
You're right. H&A43, super flashy. The way they come, semi-PL, beautiful coin, beautiful color. Few too many hairlines for me, but the color's fine. I don't have a problem with the color.
Color's gorgeous. Had great color, but
the color's not the question. And the color's probably what made them bump it to a 5. And I would be more like happier with a 4+ personally, but that could be why. And again, I'm not saying they're wrong. That's their standard, and that's our standard. And it's a lovely coin.
Do you think that was a potential coin that was tried a lot for 65 and it finally squeaked in there because of the color?
Oh, I couldn't. Couldn't speculate, but it's possible. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool.
The last coin is problematic coin. So it's an 1835-5 XF45. It is an XF coin. I grade XF. It was probably in an envelope. I do see original color. I also see yellow. Maybe it's PVC. I'm not sure, but I do see above the right wing on the reverse. I see 2 spots here. I believe there was metal movement. I believe there was something taken off the coin, maybe spots removed or something. There's definitely a film on the coin.
Do you think the film was a part of moving the metal around to cover up the metal movement?
It's possible, but this is a coin that, like again, we talk about borderline coins here, one or two of them, but this coin, I believe, I would hope would never sticker 100 out of 100 times. Coins like this, I see multiple problems with this coin. The coin is a 45. You took a picture of it, and looked at the catalog, it looks like a 45. The surfaces don't seem honest to me.
Right. Got it. Okay. All right. Okay. That was good. That was very helpful. So one of the big things that I kind of concluded, and I think other people will conclude, is that, grading is never super absolute. And that applies to also the opinions of color. And there's a lot of coins that you're really not ultimately sure, but your arrow tends, it could be good, it could be not. You still have to make a call.
Right.
And you're like, hey, look, I absolutely do not know if this was AT or not, but I'm kind of leaning toward it is, therefore I decline to sticker it. And you ultimately could be wrong. It could have been stored in a granny's purse for 50 years, right?
And I've seen like this 8407 plus, I've seen coins like this originally. I know we stickered them and then we caught on. I've spoken to actually the FBI about this as well, because they're on this. There's a lot of retone Morgans out there. I believe law enforcement will get involved. It's a financial crime. It's a serious thing. So
when you see a lot of these exotic tone Morgan dollars that are in auctions bringing tens of thousands of dollars, do a lot of them look really, really questionable to you? Because, I came up in the 80s and I just didn't see that many exotically toned Morgan dollars. And I know they're more in demand now, so they're coming out of the woodwork, but there are some spectacular coins out there, dates that never came those kind of rainbow tone. What's your thoughts on that?
I haven't seen that. I think most of them are fine, but I just do believe, I knew a lot of collectors that collected beautiful tone Morgan dollar and they would never sell them. I really think the prices are certainly high, and I think most collectors that have a collector mentality would say, hey, I could trade my 81S dollar in MS67. I could trade it for a proof 67, 1880, 1881. Why would you not do that, right? Like, historically speaking,
Yeah.
Why would you not do that? So I think if the collectors are buying them, that's fine. They love them, that's fine. But for investors, I would advise against it because I don't think they're great value. I just think they're fun to collect. I know some friends that collect them, they enjoy them, but they're not putting their kids' college education money in them. It's just it's really just discretionary funds.
Okay, so if there's going to be a lot of collectors that watch this, and that was very good advice there.
Right.
Any other advice you give to collectors on how they should approach collecting tone coins? Because it is a huge thing and it's growing. What advice would you give on how to approach tone coins?
Well, I would say, listen, toning is fine. I love original coins just as you do, but look at the coin as well. Technical, I think we spoke about it here. Most of the issues here were not color. It was technical aspects of the coin, right? So, and I'm probably not the one to talk to because I remember a day when you could buy rainbow tone Morgans and you could buy them for $300, and now I see them going for $20,000. I just shake my head, but I could be wrong. Obviously, I am wrong, right? I've been wrong about Bitcoin as well. So,
Sure.
But the point is, I might not be the guy to ask.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, you see everything. I mean, the thing is, when a coin is solid for the grade, it's very nice and appealing. Theoretically, it should receive a CAC sticker. So everyone, all the coin doctors, everyone has beautifully toned coins, really have an incentive to send them to you. So you see it all. You see veins. I thought it was very interesting how you see a couple and they may slip by, but then all of a sudden you see more and more of that same look.
Right.
You got to make a call. And it's great for the industry, great for the business. It really is.
Right. It's like on this 84.0 here in 7+, I did see once a group came in and I took pictures of them. And there was a New Rochelle, there was an Iowa, there were Mercury. There was like 12 different types of coins within the span of 100 years apart of when they were minted, and they all had the same exact color. It was like kind of an obvious red flag, right?
Right. And I think one of the obvious, I'm sure it's policy within CAC, but you take note of who the submitters are. But I hear, I'm not an expert on this, a lot of the submitters, they'll submit them through multiple submitters to try to fool you as well. They'll change this certain number on them. They'll submit it through another buddy of mine. Because if I'm a coin doctor and I'm submitting through Witter Coin, eventually you're going to figure it out when you see 100 artificially doped coins coming under Witter Coin. But, it seems like they really spread around. They're constantly kind of test you, it seems like.
Well, but keep in mind, PCGS has sued several dealers for doctoring coins and sued other dealers for knowingly submitting doctor coins. So it's not okay. It's not a victimless crime.
Not cool. It's not cool. We see here all the time. People bring in coins. It's like, oh my God, what were you thinking? People get wrapped up. A coin triggers a lot of emotions in people. They've never seen it. It's worth a lot more. They get super excited, and that's a dangerous combination when you have your wallet in your hand. But but very good. But I think the big conclusion is. I think the lesson learned by looking at all these coins is that, folks, it's not about the color. It seems like in most cases, it's more about the base coin. The base coin just doesn't make the grade, and they gave too much of a bump, or it's just too extreme to kind of secure the coin with the color. So it's more about not the color, it's more about the base coins. That's what everybody should really focus on. Get a white light out, not like a yellow light, neutralize that color and really look at it,
Right.
So, okay, cool. So this has been very helpful. I think a lot of collectors will get something out of this, John.
Great. Okay.
Really, really appreciate it. And
Seth.
okay, we'll speak to you soon. Okay.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.